Sit on his lap. It's big sexy.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and ho, ho, ho. No, I'm not calling your three moms. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas.
And I saw a meme the other day, this is probably like a month ago now, that showed Disney World written out and Disneyland written out. And right smack in the middle of world is ORL. And of course, the first two letters of land is LA. So if you ever, for whatever reason, forget which one's where, just look at the words and look at the letters in the words. And the ORL of Orlando will tell you that world is in Orlando, which it's not. It's in Kissimmee, but close enough. The one that's in Anaheim is close enough to LA. So the LA will tell you that it's there. We have modernized the holiday meal. Turkey just tastes like you're eating napkins. We went full on brisket.
Ain't no wrong with some beef brisket now. And who's responsible for the sides?
It doesn't matter. This brisket's...
Whatever you imagine when you think of cruising might be both right and wrong, because cruising isn't one thing. I'm Bill from cruisehabit.com, and I'm a digital nomad working from ship and shore who loves sharing information to make sure people take the right cruises for them. Follow our adventures, enjoy tip videos, ship tours, and more in print and on our YouTube channel. Just visit cruisehabit.com/BSDN. We even host group cruises where you can cruise with us and get special treatment. Again, that's cruisehabit.com/BSDN or cruisehabit.com/bigsexy, whatever you'll remember.
What up, sexy world travelers? It's your boy, Big Sexy, here with a big thank you to our big, sexy world travelers. They're the folks who went over to bullwiththebutthole.com and subscribe to the podcast. I want to say a big shout out to Billy with cruisehabit.com, Lee Popsicle, Margaret White, Angel Quo, Bree, Chris Lowry, Galen Diggs, Jesus, Joshua Tar, Michael McKenna, Sebastian Robbins, and Smitty Scoop. If you would like to have your name read out before the show, just become a big, sexy world traveler and subscribe to the podcast. Swing on over to bullwiththebutthole.com and join the fun. Safe travels.
Hey, wait, what? What's this? What's that clip popping up on my roof? There's something, a little dusting of snow falling down my chimney. I'm not expecting this. You're not expecting this. Is this another episode? The second episode in one day of Big Sexy Digital Nomad? I wonder why. I wonder what it could be. We're going to take you to the big man himself. Come sit on his lap. It's Big Sexy.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and ho, ho, ho. No, I'm not calling your three moms. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. What's up, everybody? Happy holidays. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope this Christmas Day finds you. If you're listening to this on Christmas Day, I mean, for all we know, you could be listening to this, well, on some other random-ass day. But this is the bonus episode for Christmas. We just thought we'd come together, since this will be dropping on December 25th, and talk some merriment, some holiday cheer, and all that goodness.
Absolutely. Yeah, we to kind of peel behind the scenes, when we recorded the episode that was supposed to drop today, that did drop today, technically dropped before this episode, at least in line. It was, hey, do you want to get together Monday and do another episode? It should, maybe we bank one, maybe whatever, because we normally record on Thursdays. And then the light bulb went off. No, we totally forgot when we recorded the episode that you just listened to, most likely, that it would fall on Christmas Day, December 25th. We need to do a Christmas episode. So let's just do the Christmas episode. This is the season of giving. So here we are, just giving that little bit more. It may or may not be a full episode hour-wise, but It's here. We're here. I may be the only one here when the episode ends, depending on Big Sexy's internet in the Wi-Fi cafe.
Yeah, I'm
So
currently at Acacao, which is a wonderful cafe here in Playa del Carmen. They have delicious chai. They have some good teas, but they're really known for the chocolate drinks. They're hot chocolate. They have really delicious chocolate and chocolate candies and things like that. I mean, they're better with a name like Acacao. So it's like, okay.
you say that, but that brings up a beef that I have.
Uh-oh.
I've got beef.
What's the beef?
With Disney?
Oh, with Disney.
With
Ooh,
Disney. So we're Disney people, my wife and I,
and
you, and as many people are. And we were, before I got too involved in performing, we would go to Disney 2, sometimes 3 times a year. Disney World more than we would go to like Disneyland every other year, or try to. And my travel schedules kind of jacked that up. Now, we wouldn't go for a week at a time. Sometimes we, like every year we might go for a week, but these were mostly like leave Friday, come back Monday, longer weekend sort of things. So not like big, long, the big family vacation sort of trips. But we would go regularly. And so for those who are not aware, and I know that we'll have a mixed bag of listeners here, Disney World, which is the one in Florida. And I saw a meme the other day, this is probably like a month ago now, that showed Disney World written out and Disneyland written out. And right smack in the middle of World is ORL, like Orlando. And of course, the first 2 letters of land is LA, like LA. So if you ever, for whatever reason, forget which one's where, just look at the words and look at the letters in the words. And the ORL of Orlando will tell you that World is in Orlando, which it's not. It's in Kissimmee, but close enough. And, the one that's in the Anaheim is close enough to LA. So the LA will tell you that it's there. So there are 4 parks in Disney World. There's the Magic Kingdom, the iconic one. The second most iconic one is Epcot with the big ball. Then there's Animal Kingdom. I'm doing these out of order for no other reason than just recognition. And then what is now called Hollywood Studios. At the time that they built it, it was MGM Studios. They had some sort of affiliation or licensing or whatever. And then what they have in Disney World in abundance that they don't so much have in Disneyland are Disney hotels.
Yes, there are a lot of different Disney hotels in Disney World.
In Disney World, there are 3 that are owned by Disney or one of their subsidiaries in LA. There are probably 30 or more in Orlando, or the world in Disney World, Florida. So
each theme park of the Disney World is its own fucking theme park.
Yes.
Like the size of a regular ass theme park, and they have 4 of them within close-ish proximity of one another.
Right. Now, it's not like in California where they're literally right across the quad from each other. Right. And I could sit here and you could put an equal number of balls into a bag. Half of them, if I pull one half, that it's a Disney World ball, and I need to tell you all of the reasons why the Disney World is the best. And the other half could be Disneyland balls. And if I pull that ball, I got to tell you all the reason why Disneyland is the best. And I could do it. Doesn't matter which ball I pull. I could make it a completely legitimate argument why either of those is the best, because they are. They both are for very, very different reasons. And some of them very, very much overlap. The weather. The weather in LA is just in Anaheim or Orange County.
In that Southern California.
Orange County West, because both of them are in Orange County, because, well.
Which is crazy, right? Like, I love that they're both in Orange County.
Well, you think they didn't have a hand in that?
Oh, I know they did. I 100% know that.
So they're one of the the hotel areas, because even the hotels are their own world. In Disney World, they have this area called the Boardwalk, and there are a bunch of hotels there, and everything is themed. Everything, and I mean literally to the only thing that might not be themed, and I'm talking about down to the where do you what is the thing on the back of the bed where you attach the handcuffs to?
The headboard,
No, the bedposts.
the
Even
bedpost.
down to the bedposts are themed. The only thing in this hotel room that might not be themed is the like the paperish wrapper around the spare rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah, I bet if you look at it, you might be mistaken.
I might be mistaken about that, but even to the point where if you're in one of their properties, when they turn over the room or clean the room, they probably do that little thing where they put the triangle at the end of the toilet paper roll and crimp it with Mickey ears. Like every
Right.
fucking nuance is themed. So the
Talk about
boardwalk is not only all the what's that?
phenomenal branding.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, 11, if you will. I don't think they own the rights to Spinal Tap, but they'll still take it to 11 if they have to. They have this area called the Boardwalk, which has obviously all of the hotels that are affiliated with the Boardwalk. And of course, in there are themed restaurants, themed pools, all this other stuff. And then there's this row of other, like you would be on a boardwalk at a beach with different establishments. And, there's like an Italian restaurant there. There used to be an ESPN zone, but I think that they were rebranding that to something else.
Maybe.
My beef comes from one of the establishments on this trip, on this little boardwalk area.
On the
And
boardwalk.
And it is called the Abracadabar.
Okay. The Abracadabar.
When I say to you just the words Abracadabar, what do you think?
Magic.
Magic. And if I were to take you into the Abracadabar, and even just looking at the frontage of it, like if you were to Google it right now, for anybody who's not driving while listening to this,
Right.
you will see a facade that tells you this is an old school magic bar. If I were to take you in there, let's just say after hours, and we were just looking around and taking a physical tour of this place, everything on the wall, there are posters, there are props, there are, some of the old handcuffs and other things from the Houdini escapes, probably replicas, but with Disney, you never know. It could be authentic.
Never know. They could have, talked to Harry himself and like, hey, yo, hook me up with some of your cuffs, baby.
This is like any other Disney thing to the nines. If we were to crack open the menu of drinks, I don't remember them because it's been a while since I've gone to this particular establishment. All of the drinks are themed.
Well, yeah, I mean that should be a given. If they're not
right
there, that's dumb. Somebody's getting fired.
But now that you've had this fantastic tour of this amazing place after hours, we're going to come back while they're open. And you know what's missing?
I'm afraid you're going to say magic.
Yes.
What? How is that possible?
How is that? My thoughts exactly. The last time I was in this place, I started strolling and doing card tricks because I felt that it was necessary. The bartenders don't even know even the most basic magic or just bar tricks. Teach your bartender some bar tricks. Some of these silly little bar bets. No, none of it.
All right. So it is a magician-themed lounge.
Yes.
Serving Patreons of Disney World. All right, and I'm mad because my phone is aware that I'm in Mexico, so it's translating everything into Spanish for me, which is irritating. There we go.
Oh, what is the thing that the monorail always says? Por favor, whatever the thing in Spanish that says be staying clear, the doors are closing.
Yeah. Mind the gap. Pregunta de gapo.
I always joke around and say it's por favor, Alejandro, and it's not what it's saying. It's actually real words and not. Yeah, it bothered me so greatly. Like I was dumbfounded, and that is that might be my. I'd have to dig and scratch and claw.
All right,
Are you
ready for the drink menu?
Yeah, let's chat about it.
And I'm gonna go to the craft cocktails.
Yeah.
So the first one, Who Done It's Punch. Captain Morgan Spice Rum, orange juice, pineapple juice, and coconut. The Coney Negroni. They got a Black Manhattan, which I don't know if they mean Black Man Hatton.
I think they're talking about black magic, but
yeah, Black Magic, yeah. The Conjurita.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I mean that's El Mayor Blanco tequila.
I was gonna say I'd be excited about the name, but not the tequila that I know is in it.
Right. There's a drink just called the Parlor Trick. It's 4 roses, small batch bourbon, simple syrup, and a splash of sparkling water.
It's the only parlor trick in the whole damn establishment.
From the Magic Line. Here's another one. The Sour Assistant. Collins Double. Seashore Sweet. Pepper's Ghost, and Magic Mirror.
So I said that the drink names on the menu were named. I didn't say they were good.
Right. And then they got just regular ass drinks. Some that are just basic name, and then some that are a theme name, if you will. Yeah. So I get it. That's not a. It's crazy that they don't have a magician. Now, you think maybe you just went at the wrong time?
We asked, and I've also dug into the rabbit hole, which is probably a lot of Reddit. I don't know because I wasn't planning on talking about this. This just came up as most of the topics do.
Like we do here.
So there was a time in which I dug a little deeper into this, and I'm assuming that my facts probably came from Reddit or some other message board that was specific to Disney. But the only explanation that I could receive that I've ever received that seemed to kind of sort of make sense is that Disney has a policy, because going to those differences between world and land,
right.
It is many, many times, I would say at least 8, if not 10 months out of the year, it is excruciatingly hot and humid in the Orlando area.
Okay.
Much of the humidity comes from that whole thing being built on swampland, but also just Florida, Central Florida, South Florida is humid.
Yeah, so swampy.
Disney World has a policy that anywhere you go, they will give you free water.
Right.
Not a water bottle, but just a cup of ice water wherever you go, because it's a safety thing.
Right.
And I guess that this establishment, maybe in the beginning, they used to have magicians.
Okay.
At least a magician strolling, or maybe their bartenders knew some magic. And it caused crowds of people to stand around and do nothing. And they would just be like, hey, can I get a cup of water? And apparently that was enough for them to be in the place. I don't know how much I buy this, but that's the only remotely feasible explanation that I received.
Right. I mean, so they stopped doing magic so the crowds would stop gathering, so they didn't have to give them free water.
Right.
As opposed to just having a big jug of ice water and cups next to on the bar, and every now and then the bartender who isn't going to draw a crowd just by doing some close-up magic to the people sitting at the bar, they went the route of let's just not do any magic
Right.
in the magic themed bar.
And I think that, and I don't know what this number is, but there's a number for every X number of people who are here to drink free water and watch free magic. One of them is going to buy one of those inevitably what $18 cocktails. Are there prices on the menu that you were looking at?
$18.50
Okay.
USD.
Yeah. So that Price is Right rules, I win. Close, very close without
very
going over.
close to going over it,
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, look, I've spent a lot of money in
I couldn't
Disney.
guess because I was looking, so I already had the inside.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of money at Disney, so I kind of have an understanding.
You kind of knew,
and I got the pulse on their pricing.
right? Right.
People are going to buy the drinks because they're there. They're not going to, or they're going to move on pretty quickly. Nobody's going to sit there sipping on water for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And
now
largely,
I do get the not having a magician go table to table because a lot of people don't want to be interrupted with a magic trick while they're trying to eat.
see, this is just a lounge.
But it was just a lounge, right?
Yeah.
I do think that if it's just a lounge and people are sitting and enjoying drinks, that you do table magic for folks who are sitting there enjoying their cocktail.
Right.
Right. And you make it very small so the crowds don't get it.
And there's even a middle ground scenario in which you set up a small table along the side that's kind of got a vantage point throughout the establishment. Think of like a shrunken blackjack table. So it's like a half circle, and you have a close-up magician doing card work at that table.
Right. And invite folks over,
And people come up as they want to. Order your drinks, get your drinks, gravitate toward the table.
Exactly. Well, they're missing out. I think magicians are not getting paid. They should be getting paid by some of that Disney dollar. But don't pay them in Disney dollars because that'd be fucked up.
Right.
And Disney dollars is a thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the holidays, you got any plans coming up for Christmas?
Just laying low for the most part. We'll be at home. Nothing too over the top. Now, what we did, circling it back unintentionally to this Disney conversation, is because we bought into, I want to say it was like 2016, maybe 2017, we bought into Disney's Vacation Club, their timeshare.
Mm-hmm.
And before you get the whole hit the brakes thoughts about timeshares that you normally would get, the Disney timeshare is the only timeshare that I have experienced in the world that actually it increases in value.
Having worked in the timeshare industry for a couple of different timeshare companies, I was jealous that I was never hired by Disney to sell their timeshare because it is an easy sell.
It is not only an easy sell, but it's valuable. Like I could sell it to a third party today for more money than I paid for it, which is kind of unheard of.
Right.
Because back in the day, first couple of years of me in the law profession, I used to handle some consumer bankruptcies. And if somebody had a timeshare that wasn't Disney, we could list the timeshare on the petition. And then on the column where it said value, we would put $1 and the trustee would just gloss all over it and it'd be gone.
Wow.
Whereas if it's Disney, it needs to meet an exception, or the trustee's like, we're going to sell that thing because there's value in it. And I didn't run into a whole lot of people who had Disney timeshares that were filing bankruptcy, but I've seen it in proceedings where I've overheard the conversation because it all happens all in the same room at the same time.
So you guys own Disney timeshare?
Yeah, we've got a couple hundred points there that oh my gosh, when we were on the Disney cruise, we were looking at potentially adding some, because they now have Disney Vacation Club properties in LA. So we were looking at adding that, and I don't want to say that the price hasn't doubled since we bought the points that we bought back in
Pretty
2016,
close. I imagine pretty
but
close.
pretty close. Like we bought for like $88 a point, what now would be like 160. So it's almost doubled.
Right.
Different properties or whatnot, because we had the guy pull our contract from the original purchase.
Did you make him suck his teeth? He go, ooh.
He's like, yeah, he was impressed with the deal. I'm like, bro, I know people who bought far before us and got even better deals. So
Right.
it just keeps going back into the pipeline. But so we ended up pivoting on that cruise since we canceled the Elkton Magic cruise. We booked, it's going to be for us and the kids. We're going to be at one of the Disney Vacation Club properties for that same week. It's actually, we're going to go a couple days early and come back midweek. We're staying in the one of the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Okay.
In a place called Kidani Village. Now, Sydney, my wife and I have stayed there before. The kids have not.
Nice.
The way that this thing is set up is that it is literally like at the Animal Kingdom. And it is a long hallway where every single room, you can look out the room or off of your balcony, an animal. You're into the
Animal Kingdom itself.
In the savannah. There are animals running around and eating and doing whatever they're doing right out there in front of you. So we're doing that for a week in April instead of the Elkton Magic cruise, since that didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
And there is a possibility. So in the last episode, we kind of had the, so you're saying there's a chance moment about us without the kids,
right,
being on the cruise with you guys. There are a few little things that I need to tie up, but I'm saying that it's like 80% right now.
That's amazing. With fingers and toes, if we could, we're nose. What a Merry Christmas gift that would be to know that my co-host was going to be able to join us on my wife's 50th birthday cruise.
I will say,
I'm going to have to go in and edit that. There's too much pause before that sounds off.
I will say that if you are interested in joining us, and I say us, and hearing that sound when we hear that sound, go with lisa.com/bigsexy. What they fixed it. It's got the right itinerary on there now.
You got the right itinerary. Yeah. That when I'm glad we looked at it before, because I was like, oh no, that's wrong. That's not the itinerary. Oh no, what happened? So I'm glad we went in there. I don't think anybody would have booked that just yet. I don't think anybody's booked it yet. But I will check with the people who have booked and confirm what they got. And I think that I would imagine that Chris and Lisa would be smart enough to go in and, like, if anybody did book it through them, to go back and say, hold on, we got to move you to a different cruise because it's different.
Right. So
there are two different cruise lines going out the same day. And I'm not sure. I need to see which one they looked at, because they were looking at one that left on the same day, it looked like.
Different port. It was leaving from Fort Lauderdale, I think.
Different port. Right. But also, I think named the same name of the ship. So I'm not sure what that is about. But I don't care. They got to fix it. That's all that matters. Yeah. So Christmas Day, do you guys have any tradition with the kids? Do your kids like wake up in the morning and open gifts under the tree? Is the house decorated?
The house has been decorated. It is mostly Grinch themed right now. I will say that we have modernized, I feel, the holiday meal.
The meal, okay.
We started this at Thanksgiving, and I began my prep work for this yesterday. We're recording this on Monday, just so that anybody knows and wants to know. We are no longer, and I think it was Jimmy Slanina who said this on an episode of Two Characters in a Cloud, and it just hit home with me that turkey just tastes like you're eating napkins.
Well, it depends on the turkey and who seasoned it.
I'm sure. Well,
And
this is
where you got the dark meat or the light meat? Because the white meat on the turkey tastes like dry paper towels.
yeah,
But
okay.
if you get a good dark meat, like on the leg, and it's seasoned and it's juicy, oh man, that wet paper towel tastes amazing. But I can't tell the difference between a turkey and like a really good piece of chicken.
So, no turkey in our house.
Okay, no big birds.
No big birds in our house. No hams this
No
year.
ham either.
We
Interesting.
didn't
Okay.
even have ham. We went full on brisket, beef brisket.
Ooh,
Oh,
ain't no wrong with some beef brisket now.
I I consider smoking a brisket to be a bit of a science and an art all rolled into one. And
Art of smoking a brisket. Mm,
so I've got a friend, actually it's my stage partner for the Between Two
Nardo.
Minds show. His father is a gadget guy. His father has the toaster that's got the LCD or LED panel on the front that you can tell it, I want the bagel, this toast, or whatever wacky ass shit that it does. If it's a gadget, he's got it. He's got like we were over to his house this weekend for Bernardo's birthday. Happy birthday to Bernardo
Happy birthday, Bernardo.
days ago. He's got a ridiculous theater setup with Bose 7.1 sound, all of the shit. Like it is just if it's a gadget and it piques his interest, he's getting it.
Okay.
So I want to say it was less than a year ago, but it was within this past year. We were over at his place for something. I don't remember what, but he was talking about this Traeger smoker that he bought that he doesn't like. And I don't even remember what about it. It was a cooking style that he's like, I prefer this over that.
Okay.
But I need to sell this before I can buy that.
Right. And here comes Judge Mentalist to the rescue.
And the deal I got on this was he's just like, I just need to make whatever. And
I think get rid of it. Yeah.
it was less than half, and he had used this thing a handful of times. This thing has all of the bells, all of the whistles, all of the everything. It hooks up to the Wi-Fi. There's an app on my phone. I could literally be at the office because smoking a brisket is like an 18 to 24 hour
It takes
prospect.
a minute. It takes a minute. Right.
It has wireless thermometers for in the meat that I think Bluetooth to the grill, the smoker,
Right.
and then communicate within the app through the Wi-Fi so that you can not only tell if for whatever reason, like I could have, it's not running right now because it starts tomorrow.
Right.
But the marinade and the rub started yesterday. I could pull up this app right now and say, hey, my smoker's at 182 degrees right now. I want it at 180 and pull it down or whatever. I wouldn't pull it down over 2 degrees, but
I know what you mean. We know. Yeah.
yeah, if it somehow got off kilter, or I would get a push notification if the pellets were low and I needed to fill up the pellets.
And you don't want to ever have no pellets. That's just not good for you.
Well, it's that's what this is. This thing cooks off of pellets, wood pellets. I have made, I want to say 3 briskets on this thing so far. Each one better than the previous,
Okay.
and each one, according to my family, better than one of our favorite brisket places that we go to probably once or twice a month.
All right. So the family's looking forward to the briskets.
100%. It is. Oh,
And who's responsible for the sides?
it doesn't matter. This brisket's so damn good. We actually braved the traverse that was Costco on the Sunday before Christmas yesterday.
Ooh.
And that was that wanted to be a nightmare. We got in and out pretty quickly, but whoo, that was an adventure and a half. So we went and got some stuff there. It's about the brisket, baby, and it's
Right.
yeah.
All right. Well,
So that's the now started new kind of tradition, both
Tradition.
for Thanksgiving and Christmas, is that there's no big bird,
All right.
There's no pig's ass. We're doing a brisket, and it just
Nice.
like I said, each one is getting just I'm learning new stuff each time. It's a bit of a process. It takes, like I said, it's a 20-ish hour venture, not including the fact that it's completely rubbed and wrapped in cellophane right now in the garage fridge, and it'll get that for over 24 hours. The
What do you
plan,
use for the marinade?
um, I've been playing around with different rubs. The very, very first one I made myself because it was just kind of a, "Hey, I got this thing, I wanna do it. Let's run out and find somebody that's got a brisket." And then,
That's that sounds like one of my past cruise experiences.
and then,
Playing on different rubs.
um, I was in some hardware store before Thanksgiving and saw the actual Traeger brand rubs.
Okay,
So I grabbed one of those for the last one I did, and there was enough left over to do this one. So this one's getting the same rub as the one that I did for Thanksgiving.
gotcha.
Um, and I just got my sister-in-law just bought me yesterday, they were out for something and got it wasn't Traeger brand, but pellets that are a quote competition blend.
Mhm.
So there's like 3 different types of wood that make up these pellets. I'm probably not using those tomorrow, which is when I'll start smoking this one because I've still got a bag of the Traeger one. I still have a bag of a leftover from when I bought this thing because he had like 3 bags of pellets and all this other stuff, accessories and everything that came with it that he was like, "I don't take it all."
Take it
I
all.
don't,
Take
you
everything.
know. I think that he just decided that he didn't want the pellet stove element of it.
Right.
Um, I'm like, "Okay, I'll turn this out." And then we learned that, because he keeps he's like, "I need to try your brisket. Everybody's talking about your brisket. I need to try your brisket."
Oh,
I'm
there
like,
you go.
"What are you doing Wednesday?" And apparently Bernardo and his girlfriend are gonna be in New Jersey with her family. He's like,
Okay.
"Nothing." And I'm like, "You're we're rolling out the red carpet. You come over as soon as we've pinned the time, I'll let you know what time we plan to start eating. You can come over before, it doesn't matter." He has us over, well, whenever for whatever. By all means, come on over. So
So
I'm
we're gonna have to fire up this brisket in the summertime when we come up to Maryland when it's
yes.
warmer
Oh, yes.
and spend some time because apparently I've met enough people in the Maryland area that I need to go to Maryland. I mean, my co-host for the past 2 years is from Maryland,
Yep.
and I have friends in Maryland. Shout out to everybody in the Baltimore areas and the different parts of Maryland. So I need to get up there. I need to get out there, and I've never been, so I should probably go at least once. Yeah, so we'll
Yeah,
fire up that smoker when Big Sexy comes out, and we'll do a. It'd be nice to do a world traveling hangout if we get enough listeners
yeah.
in time, and to do a get together at a spot, kind of a Patreon sponsored event, hangout or whatever, or not, just come hang out, whatever. Either way, I
Yeah.
think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah, it's become a lot of fun to just, again, it's both a science and an art all rolling into one. So, I learn more and more about it and different things to make it a little bit. Oh God, that one last time. Let me tell you, when you make like a 12-pound brisket for, let's see, 5, 6, for 7 people,
Mm.
and the leftovers
Oh, for
are
days.
are gone in 48 hours,
Oh, for literally 2 days.
that shit hit. Yeah.
Yeah,
We and I didn't have
everybody's eating leftovers at that point. Yeah, it is. We are going to. We actually got booked and planned for 3 different get-togethers. One on the 24th, so tomorrow, as of this recording. One on Christmas Day, and then one on the day after Christmas. And as you know, I'm in Toastmasters.
yeah.
and they're actually having a Toastmasters meeting on the 26th. They didn't cancel it for the holidays, and it's the theme is celebrating your wins, which I'm excited to go do because 2024 has been a year of wins for me, right? For us, I've
Yeah.
been very happy with the way 2024 has turned out, and especially this last few months have been amazing. And so I'm actually excited to go to Toastmasters to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it, just hear about other people's wins, and looking forward to the table topics and get my chance to do an impromptu speech on the joys that have been 2024. And then we're hosting the after party at our apartment. So we're doing a day after Christmas after party at our apartment for whoever wants to come by. Yeah. And then I don't know what we're doing yet for New Year's, but I'll tell you one thing that Playa del Carmen absolutely has: options in abundance. There are things to do everywhere all the time. And so we'll find something, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I mean, from a tourist standpoint, there's not really. I'm assuming that there are certainly higher and lower points, but there's always tourists in the area, which
Right.
means the things for anybody to do have to be going on.
Right. And the good news is we have quite a few friends who have rooftop pools. And so one of the things people say they do is like to go to the rooftop pool if they can see the beach and then watch the fireworks happen over the beach. So we may, look at what options we get and find a rooftop somewhere and do that. We're looking at maybe doing a beach day, Christmas afternoon, Christmas morning, Christmas afternoon, and going out to the beach. But there's a 50% chance of rain, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's one of our first Christmas in Mexico. Oh, and speaking of the Christmas in Mexico,
You were in
yes,
Spain for Christmas last year, right? Not back
last
in the
year I was in
States?
Spain,
Okay,
correct.
that's what I thought. Yeah,
Now, last year, the Christmas decorations in Malaga were insane and
that's
amazing.
right. Yeah.
Here, they're pretty good. They're okay, right? The decorations aren't, but Spain spoils you because it's one of the best in the world.
But is there a bigger celebration for Seis de Enero coming up, like 2 weeks
I,
later?
yes,
Okay.
yes. The Three Kings or the Three Wise Men's tradition is huge here, so they're talking about doing that. And I know
In
about
the
it because
US, Seis de Enero means something totally different now, but that's neither here nor there.
right, right. Nope, Saturday, I volunteered at the Breath of Life Christmas party for neighborhood children. It was their big holiday extravaganza, so they invite a lot of the neighborhood kids who who go without and are struggling during the holidays, and they play games and they get food, and they every kid who comes gets a gift, and it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. I thought I was going to go in the morning, help set up, and then kind of bounce out for the middle of the day and then come back to help clean up. I didn't do that. I ended up staying there the entire day. I got my face painted like a tiger. I got, it's been a great holiday experience so far here in Playa del Carmen. And I keep telling folks that, I, uh, you know, engage in the community. And I'm really very much like I spread in the community very quickly. We talked about this before, right? So I am getting a lot out of this community. And it feels really good to be able to put back into the community and give back into the community. And so there's that good part of it. But then there's also the part where people know me now. And I'm known. And then they're also seeing me, like if you see me at open mics or at karaoke or Toastmasters or philosophy club or giving speeches here and there, great, that's all fine and dandy if I'm going to clubs and everything like that. But then you also see me at the charity events. You're like, oh, Big Sexy's for real. Like he's not just a showboat. He's not just an entertainer. He's really like a part of this community. And also, it's a lot of fun telling people my name is Big Sexy and having them do it at those kind of charity events. Like, what? Wait, really? What's your real name? Your real name? some reason it was kind of fun on Saturday to have folks do that. Not the kids. The kids they don't speak English mostly, so I didn't have to worry about that.
All I know is that Mara Espinosa better watch the fuck out because Big Sexy's coming for the governor of wherever you are.
Playa del Carmen, that's right.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. I am going to become the unofficial mayor of Playa del Carmen. I am becoming I am a fixture here. People are now surprised that I've only been here 4 months. Yesterday was our 4-month anniversary of being here in Playa del Carmen, and it's been a blast. I've made so many friends, which is great. I'm meeting so many people. As I mentioned before, I have the interviews are the bonus episodes. I don't know if people remember in Spain, I was struggling sometimes to get people in time for the bonus episodes. I now have recorded, edited, and scheduled all the way through January.
Woo!
And once I'm done with the last 2 that I did into February. Right. So that's exciting. And it's interesting to have the problem that I was trying to avoid having when we first started doing interviews, because we were tagging the interviews in the regular episodes.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about we do a little introduction, little talk back and forth, and then cut to an interview. And then we're like, we'll do that every now and then. And I thought, well, I know that if I was interviewed for a podcast, I'd want to hear it as soon as I could.
Yeah.
That's why we started dropping the bonus episodes. Well, now we're running to the point where you may still record a bonus episode, and because of how many bonus episodes I have in the can, you still may not hear yours for 3 to 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, which is a great problem to have.
But look, it's awesome because now you're effectively able to, if somebody's hanging on and they start listening to episodes, and even if they're just listening to the bonus episodes, they're now getting to know other people within that community.
Yes.
And effectively being able to make those connections, be like, oh, I'm interested in that too. Hey, can you connect me with so and so that we're both interested in whatever, and 2026, baby, mayor of Playa del Carmen, Big Sexy.
2025 will be my campaign year, and also upcoming, of course. 2025 will see the introduction of the Big Sexy Digital Nomad Education Series. I am setting up now. I'm scheduling meetings with individuals who are experts in different fields of travel and exploration and digital nomading. And I'm going to interview them specifically about their expertise. So to give myself, I guess, another job, as it were, I am setting these up. I'm also starting to go into podcast forums, like on Facebook and Instagram. And, with these forums where podcasters get together and they kind of vibe for guests and other people like that or whatever, I'm specifically going into those spaces looking for people who want to talk about their expertise and set up a time and possibly charge a fee to express. Now, in order to do so, we do got to get our numbers up. My goal is to get the numbers up and get the numbers up so the people go, oh, you do have a nice wide base and a wide listener base. So you want to sell your information and education to our base, then you can do so. And I'm hoping that the education portion of the Big Sexy Digital Nomad will help foster that. Now, listeners, what I need from you, I need a cool name for the Big Sexy Digital Nomad Educational Series. Right? I want something interesting that speaks to the fact it's educational series. It doesn't have to be super punny, but I want it to, fit our vibe, fit our aesthetic, right? You kind of know us now. If you don't, get to know us. You know our vibe. You know my vibe here and there. So I'm looking for folks to come up with some good names for the Big Sexy Digital Nomad educational series, other than the Big Sexy Digital Nomad educational series. Yeah, and then I'll find a day of the week to drop that third episode, or it might not be once a week. It might be once a month, depending on how many people I back up. So once a month, maybe a little bit longer episode that I'll drop on one of the days of the month. It'll be all about that, whatever topic that is. And listeners, also, if you have a certain topic about travel or being a digital nomad or anything like that, hit us up so I can piece that together, find people who are experts on that topic, and get them on the podcast.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to 2025. 2024 was a big year. We mentioned in 2023 we had big things coming, and I didn't know at the time that Playa del Carmen was going to be the catalyst for a lot of that. But I had a feeling 2024 was going to be huge, at least personally. I didn't realize it might be devastating for my home country, but at least it's going well for me and you, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, things are going well on a personal level. So we're getting ready to end the year. Do you guys do any kind of New Year's tradition?
It really varies. We've done Vegas, we've done Atlantic City last. It's not a tradition. It's never the same thing.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think. I think 21 into 22, wife and I were in Vegas. 22 into 23, we were in Atlantic City with some friends. 23 into 24, we were with the kids on the Disney cruise.
Right.
And I think we're just gonna be at home laying low this year.
Okay.
So
Right,
we may turn something out next year, but this year is just kind of like you said, so much has happened in 2024.
Right.
Mostly positive. I'd be stretching to think of something negative. It just
on a personal front. I can find a couple of negative things on a national front, but on a personal front,
yeah.
I'd be hard pressed.
Listen, I am the kind of person that I can guarantee you, that whole question that's always asked, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And the answer to that question at any point in time for me is always going to be yes.
Exact. Same here.
I've created a bubble of existence. I've got, everything that I need at fingertips. I am at a position where, literally, this is probably TMI, but hey, we're in that last 10 minutes of the episode or whatever.
If you're sticking around this long, you know what's coming.
This is where the juicy nuggets are. I got off the phone. I resolved a relatively large case Friday that the adjuster called today to say, hey, when do you want this money sent to your office? And literally my response was, can we wait till the first of the year? I'm done making money in 2024. Can we please kick it to next year? To which she said yes. And it sounds, I don't want this to come across as like gloaty or anything like that. But like,
you're not bragging, but sometimes facts are good.
I know what it costs to run my office, and I know that I have more than that amount of money sitting in the bank right now. And let's kick it to next year.
That's good. Get 2025 started on a
fantastic note.
On a fantastic note. The good news is, so our next episode, right?
I will float for a moment. I do want to say,
do it.
That between the time that I completed all the paperwork to officially be in the consideration for that judgeship and the time of that call, me, not my office, just me, resolved more in fees than 1 year of that judgeship would pay. In about a month. In about a month.
In just about a month, you made more than that entire judgeship would have paid you.
Yeah, and that's just what I've settled, not my whole office, because there are
just you.
There's two other attorneys here. So,
So yeah,
Probably
you're doing good.
probably for the best that I sit where I sit now, and will continue sitting here. And the moment that I thought might possibly happen may have happened because Big Sexy, who was sitting in this internet cafe with a limited amount of time on his Wi-Fi or the connection plan there, has now frozen. And my assumption is that his time has expired, which means it is time for me to say what he would normally say, and that is go to our socials, check us out, follow us.
I'm
If you
back. Should be
want,
back. Am I
oh,
back?
you are back. Okay, cool. I thought that you might have hit the timeout. I thought you
I
might have
did.
been done.
I did, but I was able. The good news about Akakao is you can be here for 6 hours, but you got to re-sign in every 2 hours.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so I knew we're coming on that 2 hour mark. And so once I got the spinnies on my screen, I went, oh, let me hop on really fast and punch in the code again and get back. So I was hopeful that I was gonna beat your outro.
You did. I was just getting into doing all the things, and I was about to tell people that they need to go, even if they're signing up for the free Patreon, to hit us up at coolwiththebehold.com. And again, please, our numbers don't reflect who's in that mix there, and don't feel like you need to get onto one of the money levels. Just sign up for the free level. It helps us be able to get sponsors, add things, because that is like we've all known that kind of the podcast back end analytics are a little whatever.
Right.
You actually signing up, even at the free tier, to objectively get messages from us, and it's really just whenever a new episode drops.
Pretty much.
We're not cramming
Anytime I post up in there.
we're not selling your information to everybody, but we're able to say we have X number of people who have objectively signed up to this. And that tells the story of how, more accurately of how many listeners we have. So go over there, even if it's, you don't have to give us money, just sign up for the free tier. We appreciate that incredibly, just the same.
Now, if you are feeling of the giving spirit and you do
Of
want
course.
to go ahead and slide us some cheddar our way, you can do so. 100%. We
Not
will
going to say
not
no.
stop you. And also, you get your name read out at the beginning of the show. There's a lot of
Also true.
perks and benefits for joining as a paid member, but we don't require, you don't have to. We just want to know who's in the community. Also, if you're hearing this, swing on over to our YouTube channel. Just search for Big Sexy Digital Nomad and subscribe to the YouTube because
That's even easier than joining the Patreon.
Yep.
And then you get those alerts too.
You get those alerts, and you can turn those alerts off one way or the other. However, if you get them, it'd be great because it boosts our number up, and then we can get the monetization on YouTube as well. Same with Spotify. Go over to Spotify, just click follow the podcast on Spotify, and then we tell everybody, tell anybody you want about this weird guy named Big Sexy and his co-host Judge Mentalist. We talk about things of travel and entertainment and wherever in the world Big Sexy is, and hypnosis and all random shit and
beef with Disney.
Right. And share that information and share that love. And it's the holiday spirit. I know that right now, Patreon is offering people the ability to gift subscriptions.
Ooh, yeah.
So if you have somebody you think might like this and you want them to be a subscriber as well, feel free to gift us. That'd be wonderful. And if you do, send us a note that you did it. We'll give them a big special shout out. We'll make it very personalized so that they can really feel like a part of our community. Yeah, so we appreciate y'all tuning in, hanging out. Yeah, we're wondering if it's going to be a short episode. It's not. We're able to knock a full episode out. So congratulations. Merry Christmas. Full episode.
I was trying to stop it, and then it stopped itself, and then I started it again. Whoops!
What's hilarious is I didn't know that was coming, and in my headphones it sounded like fireworks. I thought.
Don't worry, guys. By the time we get to episode 180, we're gonna have this thing all ironed out.
Exactly. When we get to 180, we'll be way professionals, and then by then we'll have something new. So who knows what we'll be doing there.
Hey,
But
totally unsolicited shout out though. This new software, new to us as of episode 80, StreamYard, that we installed because literally days before doing episode 80, we were like, hey, we should live stream this. How do we do it? Has been a game changer.
yes, yeah. The main feature of StreamYard, again, unsolicited, and I'm gonna look into their they have an affiliate. They might have an affiliate program, so I'm gonna look into that because I'm getting into some affiliates now.
I sent you something the other day that was relevant to travel. I don't even remember what I sent you.
I got it. I signed up for it, and then through that, I think it was like, I want to say it's not Stripe. It starts with an S. Spire.
I legit don't remember, and I was like, "Ooh, this would relate to us."
Through that, I also signed up as a NordVPN affiliate.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm waiting to hear back on that program. And the StreamYard has an affiliate program. I'm going to join that as well because we really do like StreamYard. My favorite thing about StreamYard is, we have all these wonderful drops. Like, it is hard to look at a celebrity going, imagine the celebrity on the toilet taking a massive dump. We got some real celebrities doing.
Hey, buddy, nice podcast.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So we got a lot of different drops. And the one we're using before, I think we're using Riverside or whatever, it only allowed us 6 or like 8 things to drop. And we have our intro, we have our bull sound, we have our transition music, we have our behind the scene music.
If you're watching the video, all of the overlays and everything like that, the cruisehabit.com logo that's there-ish.
Yeah. All the way on my screen, it's where on your screen. You're pointing to it on my screen.
Right.
Yes. Right. And the fact that we can have my name like right here and things of that nature. The fact that we can do all that kind of cool stuff. I can do an overlay when I'm recording, doing different edits and stuff like that. It's been a game changer. Really shout out to StreamYard. You've really helped boost our game up in 2024. So thank you very much for that. And thank you all of you for listening and tuning in. We really appreciate you. We really do love our community. We thank all of you for hanging in there, joining. I want to give a big shout out to every single person who did an interview with us in 2024. I'm going to put together, no, I'm not. I was going to put together like a tribute reel of the different interviews, but I realized that's too many to do. And I don't feel like doing that. And if I put out just the trailer together, that would be like an hour long. It'd be an almost an hour long video of all the trailers that I've put together. At least maybe we'll see. I might throw that together. That's an easy thing. That's an easy possibility to do. But I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who has been a guest on Big Sexy Digital Nomad. We appreciate every single one of you, and thank you for listening. And in the meantime,
safe travels
and have a happy new year.
Safe travels.